Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's stream. Oh my gosh, this has been this has been nuts. So OBS just updated to the latest version, and it's really cool, actually. Also, I'm having microphone problems too, so that's another issue, and I'm sick. I don't know what This is just a horrible, horrible day. Oh man, it can only get better, right? Like, it can only look up from here. So, hey, Blind Life Gaming. Let me send this tweet. All right, there we go. All right, that's sent. So I don't even have my chair. My chair's not even set up yet. Like, I don't have it where I want it to actually be sitting. Oh man, this is one of those days. So y'all are just gonna have to give me like 5 minutes, I think, to sort of settle. But today we're gonna play some voice first gaming. And again, I apologize for my nose. I apologize that I sound really stuffy. I think I caught a cold or something. There we go. All right, we have people. There we go. All right, I see likes. I see viewers. I've got it working. We are good. Yay. So, hold on a quick sec. Okay. So we are going to play some Alexa-based games, and the cool thing about these games is these are all games that you can play without a keyboard, without a mouse, without a controller, without any sort of virtual reality headset. These are all games that you can enjoy by listening. Again, apologies. I am really congested for some reason. Did I update the Patreon list? No, I did not. Today, the text looks wrong there. Oh, no. All right, hold on. Let me take a look. Thank you, Storm. I don't know what's going on. Man, I knew there was going to be a problem today. All right, that should be there. Oh. Yeah. Let me try this. All right. Oh, well, that's why. Because it's covering. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. Let me fix that. I know exactly what's going on. Sorry, Storm. Thanks for pointing that out to me. I listen, this has been a day. Let me move my... No, that's okay. All right, that should be better. I can move the text up a little bit. Let me do. There we go. All right, I'm going to move that up. I apologize, you guys. Listen. Hey, Kevin, thanks for being here. Hey, Kenny, thanks for being here. Brandon says, I got this herbal spray that opens your sinuses right up. That would be great right now. Hey, Alex. Hey, Warner. Who won the marathon? So what I would recommend you guys do is check out the marathon page. Today is very specific. So let me kind of give you the quick rundown, the 2-minute rundown. So I am streaming for Everyone Games, and Everyone Games is raising money for 2 charities. We're raising money for Able Gamers and Special Effect. And so again, today's stream is all about voice gaming. And the way that we're doing video game streams this year is we're doing them on our own separate channels. There's been actually a lot of really cool tabletop stuff going on and a lot of cool panels. I was on a couple panels yesterday, and I will actually be tabletop gaming later today. My camera is covering it. Why is my camera covering it? It should be up in the corner. You sound hungover even though you don't drink. Says Moonwar, I'm sick. Oh, I love... Oh, man, I love that Nightbot did not use new lines. Guys, I'm not having it today. All right. So, maybe we'll get going on our first game. Maybe that will kind of clear things up, and maybe I'll work on figure out why my camera, which is not supposed to. Oh, I know why it's covering it. I think I can figure out why it's covering the text. But how about we do puzzle of the day? We'll start with that. So a game that I play every day is Puzzle of the Day. And I enjoy it because I like puzzles. And it's like a 5-word crossword puzzle. None of the words intersect, which is cool. So it's not like, 5 across, 3 across, 2 down, whatever. But what I like about it is you can... Yeah, that should be... I don't know what else I can do. Camera's there. Yeah, I don't know. If it's still covering it, I don't know. I've updated all the numbers. The numbers look correct. So I'm going to really quickly fix Nightbot, and let's play Puzzle of the Day. Ziggy, open Puzzle of the Day. Hey, look at that. Something works.
Welcome back. Level 7 Puzzle
Yay.
Expert. Ready to play?
Yes.
Okay. Difficulty, hard.
Oh, no.
Word 1. Parrot or peacock. 4 letters. What is your guess?
Bird.
Phenomenal. Word 2. Old name for the Turkish city Istanbul. 14 letters. What is your guess?
Constantinople.
Outstanding. Word 3. Aristocratic adjective for gases like helium and neon. 5 letters. What is your guess?
Noble.
Phenomenal. Awesome job. That was today's hardest word. Word 4. Type of musical invasion headed by the Beatles. 7 letters. What is your guess?
British.
Great. Word 5. Person often assisting a doctor. 5 letters. What is your guess?
Nurse.
Phenomenal. Congratulations, you finished today's puzzle. You've earned 250 bonus points for finishing in less than 3 minutes and 200 for your remaining letters. This brings you to a total of 1,025 points. You now have a chance to guess the puzzle theme. The theme is 2 words. The first has 8 letters, and the second has 11 letters. The 8th letter is E. You can wager up to 1,025 points.
Idea.
What's your wager?
0.
No wager, smart move. The theme is 2 words. The first has 8 letters, and the second has 11 letters. The 8th letter is E.
Munawar Ziggy. Munawar Vajani.
The
Yeah, I
correct
didn't think
theme
so.
was Florence Nightingale.
Oh, Florence Nightingale.
With no wager, your final score is 1,025 points.
I don't know enough about
With
her.
1,025 points, you are 202 points below the average. You finished the puzzle faster than 95% of players.
Wow.
Come back tomorrow for the final report. What would you like to do? You can see how you
Ziggy
rank.
quit.
Set up.
Ziggy,
The correct-
stop.
Okay, see you
Not
tomorrow.
understand quit. Okay. So that is Puzzle of the Day, which I have to say is actually a really fun game. Storm Production says it is not available in my country. Yeah, some countries don't have it. I don't know what the rule on publishing skills is. How am I doing what? Sorry, what's up, Brandon? How am I moving things? Okay, I can try to explain that really quickly. OBS now lets you adjust parameters accessibly of sources, which, I mean, in theory is supposed to work, but sounds like it's not working. Like you went through and just owned that game without skipping a beat. Dude, I like words. Listen, I love clues. One of my favorite game shows was Password. So I enjoy words. The reason I knew Constantinople was the They Might Be Giants song, Istanbul, not Constantinople, which I guess originally was the Four Lads. But still. And I mean, like noble, they're noble gases. A nurse assists a doctor. The Beatles were part of the British invasion of the 60s. So, I mean, it's just, they were kind of simple clues. Honestly, the clues were easy. Nightingale. Oh, bird. Oh, that would have been, yeah. See, that hurts. Hey, Miguel, how's it going? So again, you guys are tuned in to the, to Everyone Games. We're doing the game stream, my game stream over here. And hopefully you guys get to learn about some cool voice games. So my plan is, originally I was going to play like 2 games. I decided I would demo a bunch of games. So we're going to do, what is under my foot? What is that? We're going to do a bunch of games today. We just did Puzzle of the Day. We'd obviously be further in, but we're having a lot of technical issues. So I'm doing what I can. But, it's not going great. So I want to check the totals because I've seen that like they've really been raising like crazy here. So let me see if I can get the totals for Everyone Games really quick because I don't know. But raising money for 2 awesome charities, raising money for Able Gamers and Special Effect. I have to be honest, I don't know as much about Special Effect as I probably should. They are a British charity. Able Gamers I can speak really highly of. I have actually met both Mark and Craig. They've been super nice to me, have actually helped me out with some things. And so I do feel, like I feel like they're a good charity. They do a lot. They've really been pushing for accessibility across the board. And it's just they're a really cool, dedicated group of people. And so we're just trying to raise money so that they can continue to do the cool things they do. One of the cool things, actually, Mark was telling me. I know it was Craig. Actually, was telling me a story about how they sometimes figure out low-tech solutions to high-tech problems. So there was, I think it was a kid, and he had, I don't remember what the disease is called, but essentially you have an elbow, or you have a shoulder, and then you have a hand. And so you don't have elbows, you don't have full arms. You have really short arms that start with an elbow, or start with a shoulder, and kind of just come down right to a hand. So you've got really, really short hands. And so the kid wanted to play Wii, and they couldn't make it work because the Wii requires, that the controllers out from your body and that you can move it. So they actually figured out that they could take these foam sticks, and they actually like custom built these sticks, and the kid could play Wii, and it was just really cool. They've done a lot of work with actually doing custom. They've built custom controllers, so they've got sort of deals with some people that fabricate, and they've actually fabricated like custom controllers. They've done a lot with making things for people that just can't normally game, and I think that that's really cool. So I'm just looking really quick to see what Everyone Games has raised. And apologies, I should have been prepared. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a bad day for me. Hey, Habib Q8. Yeah. So what I can do is see, let's see. And then the links. You have nothing to do but make the camera small. I made the camera smaller though. Hold on, let me see. One sec. Thanks for telling. I mean, I don't know why it's not, because like logically, right? Like if I look at, so like that's far left, that's down there. So that should be in the lower quadrant. Then the camera is over to the right, but it's at the top. Oh, no, that's the width. Let me try this. Let's make the camera smaller. All right, let's try that. That's like the best I can do. I think I can make it smaller. So we'll try that. Sorry, I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. I didn't have anyone this morning. All my friends were off doing things. I didn't have anyone that could look at the layout for me. So again, I apologize. I'm doing this like this is a last minute like layout. But I'll learn from that, hopefully. So that is Able Gamers. Again, special effect I can't speak for. I know they're doing very similar work over in the UK, and obviously the UK and Europe, I mean, you want to see people be able to game as well. So like I said, I wish I could speak more for them, because anyone that's doing stuff like this, I have a lot of respect for. But so raised 827.5 pounds, which is pretty heavy for special effect. Oh, let me apologize, Blind Gaming. I didn't have the thing on. It didn't read your super chat out loud, but thank you so much for the super chat. I will actually read it out loud. Thank you so much. Now it shows the full charities word. I don't think so. It should say like, help us before some, I don't understand. Listen, I'll look into this. I'll call some friends later. Not that it's going to help now. So Blind Life Gaming, thank you so much. Get better soon, Liam. The super chat says thank you. Again, I'm not streaming super chat audio today. I actually didn't think we were going to be doing super chats because of the donation stuff. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know you like to, Blind Life Gaming likes to donate on every stream, and I appreciate that. Sorry. But now if there shouldn't be, it looks great. Okay, so I don't understand why I'm only going to spend another minute on this. So if it's at 0x and 600y and over there and over there, why it is ignoring the size of the camera? Because the camera is 400 wide. Oh, well, now it's 300. I don't know. I really... Unless... Oh, no, that shouldn't be. I don't know. I will call some friends, and I'm going to figure out why these numbers don't make sense. Because clearly the numbers aren't adding up. All right. So that is puzzle of the day. Let's go on to another game. We're going to do the tutorial of Starfinder. We're only going to do the first little bit of it. Normally when I do Starfinder, I play episode 1 as well, but that would take a couple hours. But this is probably one of the gold standards for skills. And I would highly recommend that if you are interested in especially tabletop gaming, that this is a game you check out. This is based off of a real tabletop game. Starfinder is an actual game with campaigns and character sheets and a rule book and everything. So we're going to fire this up really quick. It'll take about a half an hour. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We've also got a few other games coming up. We're going to check out. We won't spend a ton of time on it because I know it's not going to be really exciting for a lot of folks, but we're going to check out Tales of Sasha, which is like the newest Polar Night Studios Poptail game. Probably cool if you've got kids, or maybe you are a kid or a kid at heart. It's a cool math game. We're going to take a little look at that. So let me really quick just there we go. All right, so let's do Starfinder. Ziggy, open Starfinder.
Starfinder.
Loading last save as Navasi.
Dead Sons. Episode 0. Scoundrels in the Spike.
Yeah, word nerd, I agree.
Estimated
All right, so
playtime,
let's
30 minutes.
We're gonna restart. I don't want to do that. I want to actually Ziggy,
Eager.
restart.
Are you sure you'd like to start over?
Yes.
Starting over as Navasi. If you'd prefer to try out another character, just ask me to switch characters.
Ziggy, switch
Clearing-
characters.
Okay, I'll keep track of where you were as Navasi. Would you like to start a new character, or switch to your last save as Keskadai?
New character. All right, so we're gonna make a new character. We'll start with that.
You know, I don't think these guys like us very much.
Your best friend, Raya Danviri, crouches next to you behind a large metal crate in one of the many dark alleys of The Spike, Absalom Station's gritty underbelly. From across the street, a pack of small-time gangsters blasts away at you, their aim as wild as their outfits. The thugs ambushed you after taking issue with the informal security services you've been providing in your neighborhood. Seem intent on removing you from their turf by any means. Raya looks to you.
Okay, so I'm an academic, not a mercenary. What's our play?
All right, so this is gonna ask us some character choices.
Let's pick your character.
Sounds good.
Are you someone who solves problems with force? Or do you look for creative solutions?
Force.
Okay. Do you charge out and clobber them? Sneak up and attack from hiding? Or rely on your superior gear and targeting system?
Gear and targeting system. Oh, that sounds cool.
You may be outgunned, but you've got technology on your side. You peek your whiskered snout around the edge of the crate, just far enough for your exocortex to get a tracking lock on the gang's half-orc leader. Then you sit back and relax. As a bounty hunter, you know the value of letting your quarry come to you. When your external processor estimates that they're 20 feet away, you nod to Raya. She leans over your flamethrower, antennae twitching as she works her magic.
Supercharge online!
The weapon thrums with potential energy.
Oh,
Let's
flamethrower.
do this!
You leap out and unleash your flamethrower. Aided by your targeting computer,
Oh, yes, I
the
love it.
supercharged Inferno catches the leader full on, roasting his cheap armor. Raya's laser bolts send the other thugs scattering. You walk forward and glare down at the half-cooked thug, careful to keep your tail clear of his steaming armor. Raya strolls up beside you.
All right, you wannabe gangsters. We don't want trouble, but we don't mind it either. Especially my friend Quig here. Steer clear, for your own good.
Together, you stroll out of the alley.
Sweet.
You are Quig, a short, furry humanoid who excels with machines and technology. As one of the rat-like Yosoki, you grew up as a scavenger on the desert world of Akaton, but became a bounty hunter in order to see the galaxy, using your engineering skills to cobble together mechanical solutions to any situation. Friendly and fiery, you pride yourself on being a quick judge of character, and aren't above throwing yourself into a fight on a stranger's behalf.
So that's us.
Would you like to play as Quig?
Yes. Kevin, this game is
Would you
called
like to skip the free
Starfinder.
tutorial episode?
No.
Progress saved.
All right, so we're going to do the tutorial episode. It's about
Dead
half
Sons.
an hour.
Episode 0.
And we'll talk about Starfinder a little bit
Scoundrels
afterwards.
in the Spike. Estimated playtime, 30 minutes. Eager to put some distance between yourselves and the thugs you just bested, you make your way toward the crowded market corridors of Down Low. This neighborhood is the largest and safest in the Spike, which isn't saying much. Curious hipsters from richer districts rub shoulders with locals at dive bars, black markets, and restaurants featuring cuisine from dozens of alien worlds. Raya discreetly scans the crowd for trouble.
I hope those gangsters are smart enough to let things be.
The countless computers and technological bits strapped to her trademark trench coat mark her as a technomancer. A magical hacker who blends spells and technology.
I mean, I welcome the excitement. I just wish we could direct our efforts towards something greater.
Your comm unit lights up, attracting your attention.
Quig, you have a message from the Starfinder Society.
The Starfinder Society is a league of adventurers dedicated to interstellar exploration, making contact with strange new cultures and piecing together the galaxy's mysterious history.
I'm blowing them up.
You
said
and
blowing them
Raya
up.
signed up last week, in hopes that they'll be your ticket to bigger and better things. This is the call you've been waiting for.
Sweet.
Do you play the message?
Yes.
Greetings. This is Starfinder Chizkisk from the Society's headquarters. I have a bit of an unusual first mission. Someone's been tearing up corridors in your sector of the Spike and reportedly taking potshots at station technicians sent to make repairs. Station security would normally handle this sort of thing, but they've got their manipulators full with some sort of gang scuffle. They've asked us to help out, and since it's your home turf, we're sending you and Raya. I'm transmitting the coordinates. The Society will pay you each 250 credits for clearing the area.
Nice.
Raya grins at you. Like all Lashuntas, she has 2 forehead antennae that grant her limited telepathic powers, and they're currently vibrating
Yeah,
with excitement.
being a technomancer would be really cool.
Finally, a chance to prove ourselves to the Society. Can you imagine it? You and me exploring the universe as Starfinders? Oh, I am ready to roll. Do you have what you need?
Try asking me, what do I have?
What do I have?
Inventory report, fragmentation grenade, tactical
Nice.
baton,
Nice.
flamethrower,
Nice.
ceremonial plate, and 2 healing serums.
Ooh.
You can ask about your inventory, or hear more about a specific item at any time. For example, try asking me, what is ceremonial plate?
What is ceremonial plate?
Ceremonial plate combines hard protective armor plates with flexible underlayers of cloth armor for a suit that is designed to be more attractive than effective, though it still provides good protection for the price. It is heavy armor and provides +2 to armor class.
Nice.
Sounds like we're good to go. Let's head to the coordinates.
You catch a ride on a maglev train, leading down deeper into the spike. As you ride along in the cramped carriage, squashed between a bug-faced Sheeran and a four-armed Kasalfa, you
Ed
look out the
Sheeran?
window at neighborhoods even shabbier than your own. You may be local, but you still know better than to go all the way down to the ghost levels. Fortunately, this job will only take you to the edge of Pipe Town. You get off at your stop, and the crowd quickly thins.
Love the sound design, by the way.
By the time you reach the access corridor the coordinates specified, you're alone. Or almost alone. As you approach the hallway entrance, a human worker in coveralls stumbles out, holding a bloody gash on his head. He limps towards you.
Oh, gods protect me, my head. Ow.
What do you say to the injured worker?
How are you feeling?
Trying to make a good impression or convince someone to do something requires an interaction skill check.
Oh, jeez.
What happened? I'll tell you what happened. A dang goblin clocked me over the head with a dang pipe. An automated alert had told me the area was temporarily off limits, but I've got a job to do, you know? Well, next thing I know, this little pointy-eared mongrel leaps out and attacks me. Ugh. Oh, and now I'm left with this splitting headache.
Ouch. He looks like he could use a healing serum.
Do you try to help the worker by giving him a healing serum?
Yes.
The
Just seems like the
worker
right thing to
eyes
do.
you suspiciously, but takes the offered healing serum and drinks it. Immediately, the gash on his head knits shut. His eyes widen, and he smiles.
Hey, that's right decent of you. I thought I'd have a headache for weeks. You don't look like those slackers in station security, but if you're here to take out that trash, then you've got my thanks twice over. And listen, since you were kind enough to offer me your serum, here, take my radiation buffer. The other techs and I use them. It won't protect you completely, but it'll give you a better chance of making it through if you run into a hot zone. Good luck in there.
He claps you on the shoulder and heads off down the corridor, whistling happily.
One healing serum removed from
All right, so I
inventory.
lost that.
Radiation buffer added to inventory.
The corridor specified by the coordinates is an access tunnel branching off from the main passage, dimly lit by flickering emergency lighting. Conduits of all sizes, the sort that give this neighborhood the name Pipe Town, run along the sides of the walls, carrying the various substances that keep the space station running. Some of the cables have been broken and stripped, and small amounts of gas vent from dented pipes. Raya curls her antennae in disgust.
No wonder maintenance wanted to get in here. What kind of idiot vandalizes their own space station?
The corridor is only wide enough for one person at a time.
I'm an academic, not a scout. Want to take the lead?
Do you take the lead?
Take the lead.
You move forward into the tunnel. Raya follows close behind, laser pistol raised.
So one of the things that this game does, which I
You
should
move
talk
cautiously
about,
down the corridor. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice that one of the large floor panels up ahead isn't quite right. Looking closer, you realize that it's actually been pried up, and some wires are poking out. Raya approaches cautiously to get a closer look.
Looks like these wires lead to an explosive of some kind hidden below the panel. Someone really doesn't want unexpected visitors.
The large floor panel spans the width of the corridor.
Do you try to disarm the explosive? Or attempt to jump past the trap?
Attempt to jump past the trap.
As you know, I am pretty good at this stuff. Want me to take a crack at it?
What do you say?
No.
You carefully disconnect the trigger, then slide the electrodes free
I
from
didn't
the
want to do
small
that.
brick of explosive gel.
Oh well.
You breathe a sigh of relief. Removing the explosive entirely will require solvents you don't have, but at least now nobody can accidentally set it off.
Do you inspect the explosive? Or continue down the passage?
Inspect the explosive. I kind of wanted to leave it there. Nice.
The small brick of explosive appears to be military-grade hardware, not just some home-cooked flashbang.
Whoever put this here isn't just pulling pranks. They're aiming to kill anyone coming through this hallway.
You take a moment to collect yourselves, and then continue down the passage.
Okay.
Progress saved. 20% complete.
Conduits large and small run along the walls of the passage.
Yeah, I don't think it's COVID.
Occasionally, sparks
I think
fly
I'm okay.
out from where equipment has been ripped away.
Wait,
Interesting.
do you hear that? Call me pessimistic, but I doubt that's the sound of helpful workers making repairs.
You continue, and the passage widens slightly, exposing a steel door to your right marked Diagnostics. It hangs slightly ajar, and you can hear muffled whimpers coming from behind it. The sound of clanking and scraping is louder now, but clearly coming from still further down the passage.
Do you investigate the diagnostics room? Or continue down the passage?
Investigate the diagnostics room.
Pushing through the door,
yeah, we're gonna find this
you find
guy.
a cramped room that looks like some sort of monitoring station, with gauges covering the walls and consoles inset into several narrow desks. All of the screens have been smashed, and delicate parts torn from the walls line the floor between smashed chairs. In the shadows beneath one of the desks, a furry purple creature pokes its head out from behind a pile of debris and whispers at you.
Psst. Hey, you! Come here! I can help!
Oh no.
Do you talk to the creature? Attack it? Or retreat out of the room?
Talk to the creature. I really want to attack it.
The
though.
room's resident emerges from its hiding place, and you recognize it immediately as a skittermander, a furry, six-armed species, legendary for both their extreme friendliness and all the ways their desire to help can go wrong.
Yup.
It gives you a tentative smile and approaches, whispering so loudly that you wonder why it bothers.
Hello, new friend. Goblins in this place, and a four-armed meanie. Not safe. Ooh. Plus, there's a bomb in the corridor. Yeah, I've been hiding here, waiting for rescue.
He suddenly breaks off, eyeing you suspiciously.
You are the rescue, right?
Do you explain who you are? Or ask Raya to do it?
Explain who you are. Oh!
The
Failed the
skittermander
check.
continues to look uncertain.
You don't look like rescuers. But oh well. Did you find the bomb? Is the corridor safe now?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yes.
Did you find the bomb? Is the corridor safe now?
Yes. Hey, Big Blind Gamer, how's it going?
Hooray! Sweet freedom! Oh, goodbye, new friends!
Oh, jeez.
The skittermander
I should have
scampers
just
past
attacked
you
him.
and vanishes down the hallway toward the exit.
Congratulations. You earned the Alien Magnetism Award for being friendly to Skittermander and helping him escape. Keep playing to discover more awards.
You leave the diagnostics room.
All right.
Progress saved. 30% complete.
All right, we're moving
You
along.
continue down the passage, and the clanking grows louder. Peering around a corner, you see a green-skinned goblin in a cheap set of armor is busy ripping components out of the walls and stuffing them into crates.
Space goblins are green-skinned, 3-foot-tall humanoids with oversized oblong heads and long ears. Native to Absalom Station, they can now be found across the galaxy, where they prove a nuisance to other races with their constant scavenging and murderous sense of humor. While notoriously stupid in most matters, goblins are geniuses at building functional weapons out of scrap and trash.
You're the one with the street smarts. How do you want to play this?
Do you go in with guns blazing? Sneak up and attack close range? Or try to talk to him?
Go in with guns blazing.
The space goblin is wearing patchwork armor with a cracked bubble helmet, and is armed with a tactical baton and a makeshift laser pistol that appears held together with string and tape.
Oh my gosh.
You are the first to act. Raya is next to you, and the space goblin is just beyond your range, 60 feet ahead. To use your flamethrower, get within 30 feet of an enemy. To start your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Advance. See, the game doesn't tell you this, but you can actually use real dice and call the numbers.
To end your turn, do you fire at the space goblin? Or take cover?
Fire at the space goblin. Flamethrower time.
Hits the space goblin. 3 damage. The space goblin is wounded. The space goblin shoots its junk laser at you. Then the space goblin takes cover. Raya fires her laser pistol at the space goblin.
Oh, you messed with the wrong Lashunta today.
1 damage. The space goblin is seriously wounded, then Raya takes cover. Raya is taking cover, 30 feet behind you, and the space goblin is taking cover, 30 feet ahead. Quig, do you use combat tracking? Or fire at the space goblin?
Combat tracking. Yeah. Love it.
Tracking the space goblin. Do you fire at the space goblin? Or take cover?
Fire at the space goblin. Love combat tracking. This should finish it. Oh, I missed!
Critical fail. The space goblin tries to blast you with its junk laser.
Ow!
2 damage. You have 10 hit points remaining. Raya fires her laser pistol at the space goblin.
That's hurtful.
You like that, don't you? Take this! Ha
4 damage.
ha! Oh, no!
Well, it's down.
The space goblin is defeated.
All right.
With a choked gurgle, the goblin drops to the ground.
You are injured. You take a moment to rest and recharge.
Yay!
You are restored to your maximum of 12 hit points. Do you search the goblin for valuables?
Yes.
As you search the corpse, you find that most of the goblin's gear is trash only a goblin would bother carrying around. Yet one item stands out. A sleek, black datapad that looks brand new. Raya picks it up and raises an eyebrow.
Now what's a goblin doing with this?
When the datapad's screen lights up, you find it contains only pictures.
Which skill do you use to try and identify the items? Science? Or technology?
Technology. So we do a roll. Yeah! Succeeded.
As you flick through the list, you immediately recognize that many of the pictures match the various stolen components packed into the crates. While it isn't surprising to find goblins stealing, it's strange that they appear to have been going exclusively after power regulation equipment, and not the basic stuff either. Heavy ion capacitors, high-load voltage sag regulators. Definitely not the most lucrative components to fence. Somebody must be building something with a lot of power.
Ooh.
Whoever put this shopping list together, you'd bet your last credit it wasn't a goblin.
Datapad added to inventory.
Alright, so we'll take that.
Progress saved. 40% complete. Pause for now? Or keep playing?
Keep playing.
Ahead, the corridor doubles in height, allowing access to a long wall crowded with pipes, several of them painted a glaring hazard yellow.
Uh-oh.
Partway down the corridor, one of the pipes has ruptured and is spraying gas that pools along the floor, filling the corridor to head height before flowing away down a vent. For a second, you think you're seeing things. But no, in the dim light, the gas appears to be glowing a faint electric blue.
Radiation warning. The gas ahead is giving off significant radiation. It may be more than your suit can handle safely. While levels don't appear high enough to be fatal, it might make you sick.
The gas seems heavier than air. We could try to climb the pipes and go over it. Or we could just run through and hope our suits can handle it.
Quig, your radiation buffer will help you avoid the harmful effects of radiation. Do you try to climb the walls? Quickly sprint through the radiation? Or as a mechanic, do you try to fix the leak?
Fix the leak.
You quickly scan the maze of pipes and conduits, taking in their fittings and stress points. You've dealt with issues like this before, back when you were repairing water harvesting stations on Akaton. Roll a technology skill check to try and repair the pipes.
Come on.
You manage to correctly identify
Yay!
the valve responsible for the gas flow. As you shut it off, the leak dies with a hiss, the radioactive cloud disappearing into the vent.
Nice.
Raya looks at you, impressed.
Nice work. I guess that's why you're a mechanic, huh?
Progress saved. 60% complete.
That was sweet.
Ahead, a wall of transparent aluminum splits the corridor. On one side, a heavy pressurized blast door stands closed, the light above it glowing red. On the other side, observing the door through the window wall, is a small control station, many of its displays cracked, but still glowing with data. Raya rushes over and begins eagerly examining the controls.
Looks like it's an airlock to a small maintenance dock. It's busted, though. It has to be cycled manually from this panel. Only one of us can go through at a time, but controls on the side should still be functional. I'll let you through, and then you can use the other set to bring me through. Oh yeah, and it looks like there's air on the other side. That's nice.
Do you go through the airlock? Or offer to trade places with Raya?
Offer to trade places.
Raya scrunches up her antennae.
You want me to go first? Oh no, fearless leader. This one is all you. Besides, these panels are barely functional. You need me out here to work my magic.
Oh, jeez.
She holds up two fingers, and golden sparks arc between them. The light above the door turns green as Raya triggers the controls, and it opens with a hiss. As you step into the airlock, the door behind you closes, and the one in front of you opens.
Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? This is Starfinder for the Amazon Echo.
Stepping through the airlock, you find yourself in a small, empty shuttle bay. To your left is a large atmospheric containment door marked with hazard stripes and vacuum warnings, as well as windows showing the starry void beyond. A ladder on the opposite wall leads up to a small control station, but a nearby power cable has been severely damaged, throwing irregular showers of sparks across the ladder. Directly across from you is an airlock similar to the one you just came through. More immediately important than all of these, however, is the goblin busily packing crates in the middle of the room. She wears a bright orange pressure suit, and as you enter, she spins around and begins firing her homemade laser pistol at you.
Eat laser, lockups! You can't catch us! We're gonna be downside kings! Send you lockups for a walk out the airlock!
You are currently under attack.
Do you fight back? Or try to use the docking bay controls to vent them into space?
Use the docking bay controls. Love doing this.
Quig, first you'll need to reach the controls. The ladder is an easy climb, but dodging the electrical arcs around it is going to be tricky.
You manage to judge the pattern in the electrical discharges and launch yourself past them up the ladder. Barely avoiding getting zapped. You manage to scramble up to the platform with the docking bay controls. Thankfully, it also has a safety harness, and you quickly slip your arms inside.
Say goodbye.
With a warning klaxon, the bay doors open. The sudden rush of escaping atmosphere tugs on you, but the harness holds you safely in place. The goblin isn't so lucky. With a wail that quickly turns to silence as the bay's air escapes, the goblin and her crates are ejected out into space. If she's lucky, her suit will keep her alive until authorities can pick her up.
Progress saved.
Are these new? No, this isn't really
80%
new.
80% complete. Take a break, or keep going.
Keep going. Keep going.
With the goblin threat handled, silence descends on the docking bay. You cycle the airlock, allowing Raya to step through. She looks around.
Seems like you handled this all right on your own. Maybe I should hang back more often.
Unlike the last airlock, the one on the far side of the room appears to be unlocked. You and Raya enter the unlocked airlock together and cycle it. Through the airlock, you and Raya find yourselves in a clean, cold room filled with glowing server towers. On the far side stands a Kasatha,
Yeah, this is tutorial.
a member of a mysterious
Chapter 0,
four-armed race obsessed with tradition and custom. Like all Kasatha, he wears an elaborate mask covering his mouth, though the multi-hued head tattoos clearly mark him as an outlaw. He's busily dismantling a high-end capacitor, but as you step through the door, he whirls around.
What the? You're not Murgle.
The Kasatha raises his main arms, and magical sparks play along his matte black body armor.
Oh, jeez.
It's dangerous to get lost down here. You're about to find out how dangerous.
The Kasatha fires magic missile at you. Five damage.
Ooh.
You have 7 hit points remaining. Raya fires magic missile at the Kasatha.
Oh, she can do that too.
9 damage. The Kasatha is wounded, then
Wow.
Raya takes cover. Raya is next to you, and the Kasatha is just beyond your range, 90 feet ahead. To use your flamethrower, get within 30 feet of an enemy. To start your turn, do you advance? Or use your last healing serum?
Use my last healing serum. There we go.
8 hit
Gonna
points
need
healed.
that, yeah.
You are at full health with 12 hit points. To end your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Advance. Because, yeah, I'm gonna
You
need
advance
something.
30 feet. The Kasatha fires magic missile at Raya.
All right. Let her deal with it.
2 damage.
Ha!
Raya is minorly wounded, then the Kasatha takes cover. Raya emerges from cover and advances 30 feet, then supercharges your weapon.
Overclocked
you.
and ready to rock!
So I'm going to advance.
Raya is next to you, and the Kasatha is taking cover just out of range, 60 feet ahead. Quig, do you advance? Or take cover?
Advance.
You advance 30 feet. Do you fire at the Kasatha? Or take cover?
Fire. All right. Give me a good roll here because I'm supercharged. There you go. Come on, come on. Yes.
Hits the Kasatha. 9 damage. The Kasatha is barely hanging on. The Kasatha fires his arc pistol at you.
Oh. Ow.
Embarrassing.
Critical hit, 10 damage. You have 2 hit points remaining.
Oh gosh.
Raya fires magic missile at the Kasatha.
But this might take it out. Yep, that'll do it.
8 damage.
Cease! I've had enough.
The Kasatha is defeated.
The Kasatha clutches at his wound, then drops to his knees and raises his hands.
I submit.
We are
You
playing
have wounded me
Starfinder.
bravely. A few credits aren't worth my life.
Congratulations. You earned the Just a Flesh Wound award for finishing the final battle with less than 3 hit points remaining.
Wow.
Keep playing to discover more awards.
Progress saved. 90% complete.
You quickly tie the Kasatha's hands using cables from the servers.
Do you interrogate the Kasatha? Or drag him to the entrance and alert the Starfinders?
Drag him to the entrance.
The server room marks the end of the road. Leading the Kasatha by his bound hands, you backtrack down the hallways. Back out at the entrance to the maintenance corridors, you call the Starfinder Society and report. Within minutes, the Starfinder who assigned you the mission, you remember that their name was Chiskisk, shows up in person to take possession of the prisoner, along with 2 security robots painted in station security colors.
Nice.
They listen intently while you make your report, then smile and nod.
Good work. I can tell you've got what it takes to work with the Starfinders, and station security offers you their thanks as well.
Credit balance increased to 250.
Woo.
You will need a mentor to guide you in the ways of the Society, and I think I know just the dwarf. I'll be in contact. In the meantime, I imagine this disruption will displease the Downside Kings. You can be certain they will be looking for you. Keep a low profile.
They
Currently
nod
we're
to
playing,
you in appreciation, then signal to the robots.
Starfinder.
The group moves out down the corridor with Grex in tow. As you look around the abandoned corridor, your heart swells with pride. This corner of Absalom Station is a little less dangerous now, thanks to you.
Hey, let's stop by Corebox and see what these society credits will get us.
Do you head to Corebox?
No.
You part ways with Raya and head back to your apartment.
I'm going to
secure
skip it.
in the knowledge that while it may not be
But there is a
fancy,
store we could
it
go
also
to.
might not be home for much longer. There's a whole universe out there, just waiting for you.
Progress saved. 100%
So that's
complete.
that finished. Oh,
Would you like to
look
hear
at-
the episode credits? Or continue to episode 1?
episode credits? Might as well get our credits.
This episode was written by James L. Sutter, based on the tabletop adventure Scoundrels in the Spike by Amanda Hammond, from the Starfinder Beginner Box. Voice acting in order of appearance. Kevin Pariseau as the narrator.
Oh.
Allison Johnson as Starfinder Chiskisk, Elizabeth Evans as Raya Danviri, L.J. Ganser as Korbach, Josh Hurley as The Worker, Squeeb, and the Skittermander, Lauren Fortgang as Murgle, Michael Braun as Grex. The Starfinder role-playing
Squeeb,
game
I think,
is
was
copyright
the goblin
2019
that we killed.
by Paizo Inc. All rights reserved.
Congratulations. You have completed episode 0's Quig. Would you like to play the next episode?
No.
Would you like to start over as a different character? Or pause for now?
Pause for now. Okay. So that is Starfinder. That is actually available in the Alexa Skill Store. And I believe episodes 0 and 1 are free. We didn't do 1 just because we're going to play some other games as well. But definitely a great skill to check out. And I would highly recommend it. I do not know what countries it is available in. I do believe, and be careful how I say this, I do believe that in-skill purchasing is coming to more countries very soon. And that means that folks in some other countries will get access to the skill. But I don't know a lot, and, want to be careful what I say, because some stuff I know I can't say, because, gotta be careful. So that is a really fun game. I have to say, I've played through it several times because of streaming it and demoing it, and I never get tired of it. I like trying different choices. I love the audio quality of it. So very fun skill. That is Starfinder. Also, and I know a lot of people that are tuned in are blind or visually impaired, so it's kind of like, but there is also a Starfinder beginner box if you are into tabletop gaming. You can pick up the beginner box, which has a rule book, some campaigns, character sheets, pretty much everything you need for a game of Starfinder. And I believe it's on Amazon. I don't have a link, but the beginner box has a lot of cool stuff in it. So if you are a tabletop aficionado and would like to do something a little different instead of D&D, then Starfinder might be the game for you. So look up that beginner box on Amazon. So, that's Starfinder. So we're going to take a look at some other skills. If you tuned in late, you missed Puzzle of the Day. I didn't know the theme of the puzzle, but I got all the words really quickly. So we did that. I might actually, let's see, today is Saturday, so let's do a little Jeopardy. We'll flip around with that. Ziggy, play Jeopardy.
This is Jeopardy! And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny. And welcome.
They
Today
kept Alex.
is Saturday, which means it's time for our clues written for teens and families.
You can
Nice.
play Teen Jeopardy or catch up on the clues from this week. Which would you like to play?
Teen Jeopardy.
Here are the Teen Jeopardy clues for this week.
Well, hopefully I should get some of these correct then.
Your first category is grab bag. Ancestry.com is one of the better known websites for people interested in this 9-letter hobby.
What is genealogy?
Yes, that's it. Our next category is American history. Cleanup of this Pennsylvania nuclear power plant following the 1979 meltdown didn't end until 1993.
What is 3 Mile Island?
Good job.
Nice.
Your next category is when they were teens. Carmen Electra played Tiger Lily, and Nick Lachey a lost boy, in their school's production of this show.
What is Peter Pan?
Yes, that's correct. The fourth Jeopardy category is potpourri. The name of this language, in the language itself, is Itpe Adenle.
What is Latin?
You're right. Our next
Pig
Jeopardy
Latin.
category
Sorry.
is the largest in area. Of the 3 countries in the clue, which one is the largest? Switzerland, Italy, France.
What is Switzerland?
Sorry, the correct response was what is France.
Oh.
The category is the gym. The first world championship in this gymnastic sport bounced into view in 1964.
What is trampoline?
Excellent. Our next category is the science lab. This piece of lab equipment used to develop plate cultures was named for a 1920s German bacteriologist.
What is I don't know.
Please respond in the form of a
plate
question, starting with
cultures.
phrases like, who is or what is?
What is I don't know. Petri dish. Oh, what is Petri dish?
Good job. Our eighth Jeopardy category is fruits and veggies. The name of this peach-like fruit comes from that of the mythological drink of the gods.
What is nectarine?
Yes, that's correct. Your ninth category is French food. You can't have your gâteau, this, and eat it too.
What is cake?
Correct. Your category is international language lessons.
Sorry, I'm still...
The Jewish Sabbath, or Shabbat, begins each week at sundown on this day.
What is Saturday? No.
No, that's
Is it
incorrect.
Sunday?
The correct response was what is Friday.
Oh, Friday!
The next
I didn't
Jeopardy
know
category
that.
is the Genius Bar. This Italian, who gave us the law of falling bodies, was put on trial in 1633 for supporting the heliocentric model of the universe.
Who is Galileo?
Yes, that's correct. Your final category is half-century history, 1950 to 2000. He's the president who signed into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Who is LBJ?
Excellent. There's a brand new weekly Jeopardy event happening right now. If you want even more clues, become a premium subscriber. Would you like to learn more?
No.
Okay, let's move on then. Let's see how you're stacking up.
Well done. You got 10 of 12 correct.
You haven't played Monday's clues yet. Would you like to catch up on those clues?
No.
Love playing Jeopardy every day? Please rate the skill to show your support.
So,
let's test your knowledge with another game.
No.
Song quiz. Would you like to try it?
No.
Okay, let's move on then. Come back tomorrow for Sports Jeopardy.
So that was not bad. That was not bad at all. I mean, that was Teen Jeopardy, okay? So it is what it is. I didn't know Friday, and the one I didn't know, I can't remember what the other one was. I didn't know, but not bad at all. So that's pretty fun. I am pretty happy. I can't complain. There's a lot of other fun quiz skills. I guess there's an Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader game. There's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Obviously, Song Quiz is super fun, but that's going to destroy this YouTube stream because of the music. So I would recommend checking out Song Quiz on your own. So guess we can keep on rolling. So we've got I got some more skills to show you. I think I'm going to go over to a new one that Polar Night Studios and Wanderword have been working on. And we're only going to play it for 15 minutes because it is a kid's skill. Obviously, if you're not a kid, you may not enjoy this, but if you are a parent or a grandparent or an educator, this might be a fun skill for you. It's called Tales of Sasha, and it is based on a book series about flying horses. And this game is all about mathematics, and I like math, and I like flying horses, so I think this might be a good game. So we're only going to play it for a little bit, but let's do it. Ziggy, open Tales of Sasha.
Welcome to Tales of Sasha, an interactive audio game. I'll be with you on this journey as the storyteller, and your guide will be...
Hi, this is Sasha. Most of the winged horses in Crystal Cove know me as their lost princess, but you can call me your friend. We'll go on loads of exciting adventures and play games, where we'll need to solve math problems. I struggle with counting sometimes, but I hope I can count on you to help me.
Okay. So
What numbers would you like to start with? Big or small?
small.
Small ones it is. You belong to a land of flying horses. Sasha loves spending time with you, because you also can fly. You fell into a patch of grass when you were younger, and it turned your coat green. Sasha has playfully given you the nickname Jade, just like the green stone. You'll get new nicknames to choose from by going out on adventures. It's the first time you visit Sasha's home in Verdant Valley. Would you like to hear more about the valley?
Yes.
The valley is full of bright grass for horses to graze on. A small waterfall flows from one of the mountains, forming a stream that runs through the green fields. You see a big cottonwood tree, and the horses look like small dots underneath it. Sasha flies up to meet you, somersaulting through the air. Her mane and tail sparkle in the sunlight. She smiles when seeing that you've brought her favorite treats. Salted caramel cookies, with salt crystals from the shores along Crystal Cove. She wants to share some with her friends. A group of horses from Sasha's herd trot over to welcome you. You can't help but let your fluffy ears droop out of embarrassment, because there won't be enough cookies for everyone. You'll need to get a little brainy to deal with this. To solve a math question, all you need to do is say the right number. I'll go first with an example. I'm counting 5 minus 3. To give my answer, I only need to say 2. If you want me to repeat a question, you can say repeat. And if you want to know more about math questions, just say help, and I'll help you as best I can. You've brought 3 cookies. There are 6 horses.
Uh-oh.
How many horses won't be able to get a cookie?
3.
You're doing great.
That is right. 6 minus 3 is 3.
Aww, but I want everybody to have a taste of these delicious cookies.
Sasha scratches one of her hooves on the ground, impatient to eat the cookies but not wanting to leave anyone out. You think hard about the problem. What if you cut the cookies in half? How many cookie pieces would you get?
6.
Yeah, keep it up.
That's right. You get 6 pieces, and there's 6 horses, so that's perfect. Everyone cheers. The sun is shining and there's not a cloud in the sky. It's a perfect day for bathing. You race Sasha to the nearby stream. You come up on the edge of the stream, but the water is gone.
Uh-oh.
Instead, there's just a big puddle of mud. You put your hooves down hard to stop yourself from falling into it. Sasha doesn't look down before she jumps and lands in a split on the muddy ground.
Oh!
After making sure that Sasha hasn't injured herself, you discover that a group of beavers are blocking the water with their beaver lodge. The beavers agree to lose some of the wood from their lodge so that the water can flow freely again. There are 5 logs that form the beaver lodge, but only 3 of them are needed. How many logs are you allowed to remove?
Repeat. Also, thank you so much for the subscription.
What is 5 minus 3?
2.
Awesome!
That is right. 5 minus 3 is 2. You remove the unnecessary parts from the beaver lodge
There
and
we
the water
go.
starts filling the stream again. The beavers tell you that they were forced to leave their home because it was overrun by termites.
But termites are so small. How bad can it really be?
You arrive at the forest to find a swarm of hungry termites.
Oh, jeez.
A tree is falling to the ground, and a moose runs out of the bushes to dodge it.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's go. We need to do something about this.
The termites are split into different groups. You see 4 groups of crawling termites at the base of the tree, and 5 groups of flying termites at the top. How many groups of termites is that?
9.
That's amazing!
That is right. 5 plus
The
4 is 9.
universe is, I kind of like this game.
You find a big termite wearing a white hard hat and holding a blueprint. This must be their leader. He tells you that the termites have tried to find a home, but they get chased away as soon as they try to settle down. Now, they have decided to rebuild this forest into their new nest.
I got it! This is a really old forest, so there's many large tree stumps that you could live in. I stumble over fallen logs and branches all the time. You could be our cleanup crew and tidy up this place a bit.
The termites happily agree to this. The termite leader blows a whistle and suddenly all the termites form a line to clean up all the fallen trees.
Oh my gosh.
You finally get a chance to go bathing. Sasha washes the mud from her coat and splashes some water at you with her tail.
I wish we could stay out all night and play, but it's getting a bit chilly. And I better get all this mud out of my coat.
You decide to head over to the cottonwood tree where Sasha lives with her family. The next morning, after a hearty breakfast, Sasha says she wants to go on another adventure. There are 3 places you can go to.
All right.
The Mystic Mountain, the Flower Field, or the Big Trees. Mystic Mountain has addition. The Flower Field uses subtraction. And lastly, the Big Trees teaches multiplication. Do you want to go to the Mystic Mountain, the Flower Field, or the Big Trees?
The big trees.
Do you want to go to the Mystic Mountain, the Flower Field, or the Big Trees?
Big trees.
Great. Let's go
Let's
to
do
the
it.
Big Trees. The animals are holding a talent show. You and Sasha decide to go see the acts.
All right.
The stage has been set up with curtains made out of vines. Fireflies are sitting on the vines to light up the stage. There are currently 4 fireflies sitting on the right side, and there are twice as many on the left side. How many fireflies are there on the left? To get your answer, add 4 with 4.
8.
Awesome!
4 times 2 is 8. The first act is a group of bear cubs that juggle with sticks. They are juggling really well. They must have practiced a lot. Each bear juggles with 2 sticks and there are 5 bears. How many sticks do they have in total?
10. Anybody that listened to main menu
5
knows why
times
I'm
2
laughing,
is
I
10.
think. That's right. 5 times 2 is 10.
The bear cubs take a bow and
Not
exit
6.
the stage. Next up comes a group of flamingos that balance on a tightrope. There are 3 flamingos. Suddenly a group of hummingbirds fly in and start balancing on the flamingos. There are 3 flamingos and there are 2 hummingbirds on each flamingo. How many hummingbirds are there in total?
6.
Huzzah!
3 times 2 is 6.
Oh.
Despite its small size, the hummingbird's weight was enough to break the tightrope. You and Sasha have a front row seat, so your manes get covered in feathers. That was the end of the talent show. You return to Verdant Valley. New ribbon unlocked. You completed your first adventure.
Hey.
You get the Welcome to Verdant Valley ribbon.
Got a ribbon.
It's a pink satin ribbon, with a single layer of pleated ruffles, and a short, fish-tailed streamer. You unlocked a new nickname, Amber. Would you like to change your nickname to Amber?
No.
You can change your nickname in the cottonwood tree.
There was an issue with the date.
Oh.
Returning to adventure selection.
Would you like to go with multiplication again?
No.
Let's go on an adventure. Do you want to go to the Mystic Mountain?
Let's do one more.
The flower field, or the big trees?
Flower field. Yeah, we'll do one more.
Great. Let's go to the flower field. While trotting through the neon flower field, a troop of spider monkeys rides by on scooters. One lonely monkey is sitting by the side, watching the others ride around. It turns out that he lost his scooter, and scraped his knee. Sasha feels bad for the monkey and wants to help him find his scooter. Meanwhile, the other monkeys are trying to see how many of them can fit on one scooter at the same time. They manage to fit 15 monkeys, but then 2 monkeys fall off. How many are still on the scooter?
13.
That's amazing!
Spider monkeys.
15 minus 2 is 13. You trot around a small hill, trying to find the lost scooter. Instead, you find a swarm of fluffy bees. They collect nectar from the colorful flowers. There are 13 bees. As you get closer, 6 of the bees fly back to their beehive. How many bees are still collecting nectar?
8.
Oh well.
Uh-oh.
That was too high. Think of it as 13 minus 6. You have one more try. Please try again with a lower number.
7? Yeah, it'd be 7. There we go. Haha. I got it.
13 minus 6 is 7. After asking around for a while, you come across a turtle flying a kite. He tells you that he saw someone riding around on a scooter, behind some bushes by the trees. You slowly make your way through the bushes, and on the other side you see a bright blue peacock. He's riding around on the lost scooter. You tell him that the lonely spider monkey wants it back. The peacock says he will hand it over if you answer his riddle. I have 7 eyes on my feathers. If I close 5 of my eyes, how many eyes do I have?
2.
Yeah, keep it up.
If you think about it, closing your eyes doesn't mean you lose them. Turns out the peacock asks you a trick question.
Oh.
7 minus 5 is 2.
Oh wait, I won.
The peacock agrees to give back the scooter and the spider monkey is overjoyed. He thanks you both before he rides off to join his friends. New ribbon unlocked. 5 correct answers.
Hey!
You get the math student ribbon. It's a yellow satin ribbon, with a single layer of pleated ruffles.
There was an issue with the date. Returning to adventure selection.
Would you like to go with subtraction again?
Quit. All right, so that is Tales of Sasha. Obviously a game geared more towards kids, although I have to say spider monkeys on scooters, kind of cool. I also enjoy the talent show. So like I said, definitely designed more for kids. I would say definitely designed maybe more for girls than boys. But you know what? Listen, no shame. If you like flying horses, that's cool. I still think it's a pretty fun game regardless. So that is Tales of Sasha. It's the newest game from Polar Night Studios and Wonderward. And actually, I think it just came out last month. And so it definitely worth checking out. Obviously, there are some other games coming out. There was a deal, and it's public knowledge. It's on the news page. There was a deal signed for making some games based on A Bard's Tale. And so I'm sure I'll be playing that when that comes out and talking about it. So, yeah. And again, you can check out poptale.com, poptale.com. And there's info on all these games and games that you can try and games that you can play. And Poptale covers not just games made by Polar Night and Wonderward, but all sorts of other games as well. So it's currently 30 after. So we actually have an hour and a half left, which gives us plenty of time to play some more games. I am probably going to leave a little early, and that is because I am taking part in a tabletop game for Everyone Games. And please don't forget that Everyone Games is fundraising for charity. We're fundraising for Special Effect and Able Gamers. You can find out more by visiting everyone-games.com. And I think it's everyone. Let me just make sure, huh? Yeah, everyone-games.com. Please visit. There's a schedule of what's going on today. There's a Twitch channel full of really fun content. There's been panels. There's been some games. There's a panel actually going on at 2 p.m. Eastern all about adaptive things like dice rolling and other things to make tabletop gaming more accessible. And then at 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll be playing Blind Dungeon, and we'll be doing a game of Dungeon World. I will be playing as a dwarf. So my dwarf is named Stratmath, and it'll be fun to play a dwarf. I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys can check that out. It's on Twitch, but you can get the link at everyone-games.com. So we will have to check that out. Some people want me to check out Night Manager. If I've got time at the end, I will do it. I still have a couple more games on the list to look at. Halloween coming up. I thought we'd take a quick look at Escape 63rd and Wallace. This is a game that has been around for a little while, but is really cool because it's based on some historical stuff. So I'm going to actually do the first 2 chapters of it, which should take a little while. It might take an hour or so. And I will that will kind of be our featured thing that we'll end with. Escape 63rd and Wallace, I believe the 4th chapter was just released. If not, it should have been released very shortly. So definitely a game that you want to check out. And let's see. I'm just looking. I'm checking Twitter, checking everything out, seeing how the donations. Oh, I lost the donation page. There we go. There it is. So, so far for charity, let's see here. We've raised $2,995.88 for charity. Let me see here if I can just get. Let's see. So everyone, let's see. Special effect, 827.50 pounds. Let's see here. Able Gamers, $1,873. So congratulations to Able Gamers as well. I did mention earlier, Able Gamers is a group that I actually am very familiar with. Special Effect, not so much, but I have heard a lot about the good work that they do, and they do a lot in the UK. Able Gamers is primarily in North America, and they've done some really neat stuff, and I've actually met them and have actually had dinner with Mark and Craig, and that was really nice, and hope to do it again soon, I hope. Did I say a dwarf or a dork? I mean, it could be a dork. I kind of feel like a dork for playing tabletop RPGs, but they're actually kind of fun. So, you can come watch me be a dork at 3 p.m. Eastern. And that's on twitch.tv/everyonegames2, EVERYONEGAMES2. And I will make sure to throw the link up on Twitter. Hope you guys can join. It'll be fun to have some representation from the Irvin Army. And I'm going to be playing a dwarf. And I'm kind of going for a different voice for the dwarf. I guess I can do the voice a little bit because I got to practice it a little bit anyway. So, a dwarf is going to be down here. And it's not your usual dwarf because, listen, you don't have to keep to the normal conventions of RPGs. But I'm a dwarf with a big X. And if you tick me off, I'm going to stab you with it. And it's pretty messy and violent. And I'm looking forward to it. So, don't mess with me, the dwarf. My name is, you don't know my name. So you're going to laugh at my name. You're already laughing at my beard. So we'll be doing a dwarf. It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys have fun watching me make a fool of myself and rolling some dice and happy times. So, this will be fun. Looking forward to it. So, how about we fire up Escape 63rd? So this game is an interesting one. A little creepy, little eerie, but we're going to check it out. I have actually not done... I've played it, but it was way back when was chapter 2. So I think we're going to do chapters 1 and 2. So this could take a little while, settle back. I think it's a good game for Halloween. That's a dork from New York. It's right. I'm a dwarf and I'm a dork and I'm from New York and listen, I got a big axe and I'll smash your skull in with it and there'll be blood and gooey stuff everywhere. So don't mess with me. So let's do this. Ziggy, open Escape 63rd.
Welcome to Escape from 63rd and Wallace, produced by Polar Night Studio, powered by Fabula, and presented by Poptail. A suspenseful horror story, inspired by true events, that contains sounds and descriptions of a graphic nature.
Oh, yeah.
Active listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, by the way. Yeah.
Escape from 63rd and Wallace offers 2 different modes. Story mode, containing a rich narrative and fewer challenges. And puzzle mode, containing less story with emphasis on puzzles. Keep in mind that you can change between the 2 modes at any time by simply saying story mode or puzzle mode. For more information, say tutorial. To hear this message again, say repeat. Otherwise, please choose either story mode or puzzle mode to continue.
Story mode.
Story mode selected. Before we begin, remember that you can always say help if you feel stuck or not sure of what to do. Now, let's start the story. Entering Chapter 1 in story mode. Let's begin. Escape from 63rd and Wallace. Chapter 1, The Arrival. Charlene, or Charlie, as she had insisted on being called from a young age, sat on the train, heading for Chicago. She came up with the nickname herself. Her mother's disapproval had been clear, but her sister Margaret had taken it to heart. In all the letters Margaret had penned to her sister, regaling her in descriptions of the White City, she had omitted one important detail. She never once mentioned the smell. Charlie would have remembered. She saved every letter, a few were even currently tucked into her pockets. Her sister had been away for over 6 months. The tone in her correspondence had shifted during that time, from promise and excitement, to hints of isolation and dread. The window next to Charlie was half open, and as the landscape rushed by, the charcoal fumes permeated her nostrils. She could no longer sit patiently, and felt that she should shut the window. Try saying, "Shut the window."
Shut the window.
Charlie pushed the window upwards. But in that moment, the train ticket she was holding was caught in a draft, and twirled out the window.
Uh-oh.
She hopelessly searched the passing landscape. The ticket her mother had purchased with the last of their savings was gone. Something caught her eye, distracting her from the tragedy of losing the ticket. A lifeless figure atop a hill, not far from the tracks. Hundreds, if not thousands of crows swarmed the broken silhouette, biting, clawing, and ripping bleeding flesh from its face and hands.
That's gross.
The crow man was dressed in a top hat and black suit. From the distance, she could see dark empty eye sockets underlined by a hollow grin. Charlie stared back in sheer horror, oblivious to the noise of the train, and the chatter of the passengers fading into total silence. Time itself slowed down, like a trickling tear of wax, hardening down the side of a candle. Ice crystals began to form in the corners of the window, and she could see her breath in the chilling air. The sweat on the back of her neck made her shiver. No longer able to fight the unforgiving cold, she hugged herself tight, and struggled to maintain consciousness. Her eyelids became heavy, but she was determined not to succumb to sleep. She opened her eyes. Standing over her was the creature. Empty eye sockets dark with dried blood, staring down at her. The crow on his shoulder was ripping and pulling at his rotting flesh.
Ew.
And then, he spoke. "Don't ring the bell." A sudden tap on her shoulder. She expected to see the creature crouching over her. Instead, a uniformed attendant in a blue suit with gold buttons stood at her side. He took a step back. "Miss? Your ticket, please." With the ticket lost, Charlie considered whether she should attempt to blatantly lie and tell him that her ticket was in her stored bag at the other end of the car. That way, she could make her escape to the next wagon. Or attempt to charm the attendant into allowing her to remain on the train. Or simply tell him the truth and deal with the consequences. She could tell the train attendant the truth, lie, or charm him.
Lie.
She turned to the train attendant while deliberately fumbling with her purse. After an awkward silence, she sighed loudly and put on a defeated smile. "Pardon, sir. It seems I can't find my ticket. I must have left it in my bag over there." She pointed at the baggage compartments in the back of the car. The man nodded and moved back to give her space to pass, gesturing toward the luggage. "Go ahead, miss. I'll be attending the other passengers while you fetch your ticket." Charlie stood up and walked toward the end of the car, trying not to bump into the seated passengers as the train shook gently. The train attendant was occupied with a passenger, conversing and smiling. With not a second to lose, she looked at the luggage storage compartments, eager to find her bag. There were 9 compartments altogether, 3 rows on top of each other. Oddly, the compartments were not labeled. Instead, there was a sign on the wall, with the text, "Baggage reference card," written in large letters. There was no time to lose. She needed to locate her bag, tagged for Chicago, among the 9 compartments.
All right.
Charlie could inspect a compartment to find her bag. To choose a compartment to inspect, say top, middle, or bottom, followed by left, center, or right. For example, saying top left would refer to the top row, left column. Remember that you can always say help if you feel stuck or lost. Charlie could inspect a compartment, or check the sign on the wall.
Top left.
Akron, Albion, Austintown. No. This was not the right luggage compartment. She might be able to find her bag if she referred to the illustration on the sign. She stood back and observed the compartments once more. 3 rows of 3. Charlie could inspect a compartment or check the sign on the wall.
Left middle.
Charlie could choose a compartment to inspect.
Ziggy,
Say
middle left.
Bolingbrook, Bloomington, Boswell. These were not the right cities. If she studied the baggage
Ziggy.
reference card on
Bottom left.
Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Chicago.
Here we go.
She found her bag. Worn and scratched, kept together with tar string. Unmistakably hers. Charlie attempted to pull it out, only to find it was stuck beneath the weight of the other bags. The train attendant was turned towards her, but was still looking down at a passenger's travel documents. This was it. With only seconds to make her decision, she could play it safe, grab her bag and quickly move to the other car, or risk it and wait for a better opportunity. She could risk it, or play it safe.
Play it safe.
She pulled the bag towards her, careful not to attract attention. But she lost her grip, and it landed on the floor with a heavy thump. She stood up quickly, and opened the heavy door to the first-class car. It closed loudly behind her. And as if she had flicked a switch, the noise was gone and she found herself in another world. To her surprise, it was a restaurant. Fine leather seats separated by large mahogany tables, covered by white tablecloths, shining silverware and porcelain plates. Compared to the second-class car that was packed and overflowing with travelers, this quiet space housed no more than a dozen privileged inhabitants. The odor from the slaughterhouses was replaced by the calming scent of freshly baked bread and coffee. With a sense of gratitude and relief, Charlie walked up to a free table and slowly sank down in the comfort of the leather chair. The previous view of endless fields peppered with the occasional buildings and farms had morphed into stern, silent architecture.
Yep.
The sun had set, and against the darkened sky she could see buildings and inky water surrounding the city, with searchlights puncturing the thick haze that lingered in the air. A chorus of chatter suddenly broke out around her. The lights were coming from the fair. Fireworks lit up the sky in glittering flashes of light, leaving smoke trails behind. Charlie pressed her gloved fingertips to the cool pane, and stared. The massive Ferris wheel rose above the skyline of the city, a tangle of chaotic metal beams turning hypnotically.
1893.
Charlie held the latest letter from Margaret in her hand. She considered reading the letter. Perhaps she could spot some hints and details about her sister's situation. She could read the letter, or put it away.
Read the letter.
She started to read the letter. Dearest Charlie, I hope this letter finds you in good health. These last 3 months have been quite rewarding, though exhausting. It seems that the sun never really sets on the White City. The moment the sky grows dark, street lights illuminate every corner. I am afforded the luxury of a daily constitutional and have become quite adept at finding my way downtown. The World's Columbian Expo opened 5 weeks ago and all manner of exotic people have traveled to see the fair. They often stay in the hotel for which I am employed. It is an immense structure and I swear that I discover new corridors each week. These nights, fireworks fill the sky, temporarily turning it blood red in their wake. It is a sight to behold. The good Dr. Holmes, my employer and proprietor of the World's Fair Hotel, has informed me that I shall now be quartered in the staff rooms on the first floor. The previous occupant of the bed suddenly left their position, which is not an unusual occurrence. I must admit that I shall miss having a window from which to gaze. The hour grows late and I must retire for the evening. My lamp oil is dwindling and I am afraid that soon my room will become black as pitch. I beg of you to respond with haste for I miss you so. Your loving sister, Margaret. Charlie looked over the letter again, and wondered if she should read one of the paragraphs, the whole letter, or put it away.
Put it away.
Charlie carefully folded the letter and slipped it back into the envelope. The scent of hot food, combined with the warmth from the heaters, emanating from underneath the leather seats, gently lulled Charlie's mind, and she allowed exhaustion to set in. She leaned back, exhaled and closed her eyes. For the first time since embarking on this long journey, Charlie Weatherford fell into the deep embrace of sleep. The rhythmic rumbling of the train faded away. The side-to-side shaking of the car was reduced to a distant humming. All was still. In the hazy twilight between awake and asleep, the comforting scent of the train was replaced by the earthy smell of mildew and rotting wood. She dreamed that she was standing straight up, eyes shut, both hands covering her face. Slowly lowering her arms, she opened her eyes and narrowed her gaze, as if she was about to peer into the blinding sun. Once more, the cold crept up all around her, causing her to shiver uncontrollably. What she saw sucked the air from her lungs. The dark silhouette of the Crow Man stood with its back to Charlie, down a dark corridor. A large black bird sat on its shoulder, tearing at the frayed rim of the creature's top hat. Without turning toward her, the Crow Man slowly raised his arm, and held up a piece of paper. Charlie's legs felt numb as she walked toward him. It was her sister's most recent letter. Without moving, he spoke once more. Within a maze of one wicked house, the traveler searches the dark. For 3 doors, one leading out, as inked by her sister's heart. A second later, the Crow Man was gone, leaving only a few black feathers sinking to the floor. As the dust settled, she could see a dimly lit corridor, ending abruptly with 3 doors. Scratched and worn, the walls must have once been elegant and ornate. Now, tattered strips of wallpaper were curved down by their own weight, forming a ripped and
So I'm
rotten
still getting a
canopy
puzzle
all
even though
around
I
her.
did story.
Looking at the doors, she noticed that each one was painted a color. One red, one white, and one black. By her feet she found her sister's most recent letter. She could open the red, white, or black door. Or read her sister's letter.
Open black door. Because you mentioned black as pitch.
With shaking hands, she grabbed the door handle gently. The door was locked. She backed away and looked over the doors again. Which door should she try to open?
Open red. I'm just going to try doors.
The door was locked. When she knocked, something, or someone, on the other side responded. She staggered back in shock, and nervously stared at the other doors. Remember
Open
that
white.
you can always say help if you feel stuck or
Ziggy,
lost.
open white. I guess I'll read the letter.
Charlie opened the door, and stepped through the door. The cold air relented slightly, so she knew that she was on the right track. However, she knit her brow in confusion as she noticed that before her, the same 3 doors stood. A red door, a black door, and a white door. Which door should she try to open?
Open red.
The handle turned easily as Charlie opened the door. She entered a hallway
Right,
with 3
because there were
doors.
colors in the letter.
This room looked the same as the last, but was a bit warmer. She took it as a sign that she was on the right track. She had to choose again, the red door, the white door, or the black door. Which door should she try to open?
Open black. I think it's going to be the black door.
No
yeah.
rules or logic resided in this place. The fact that the colors found in her sister's letter corresponded to a particular door in her dream was simply accepted by her sleeping mind. With that, Charlie opened the door and entered with careful steps. She woke up with drowsy eyes while her mind adjusted to the noise and commotion inside the car. The train screeched to a stop, and the car came alive with movement. Men in suits tugged on jacket lapels, smoothing wrinkles from travel-worn clothes, and women pressed and fussed at unruly hair, pinning their hats. Her bag felt heavy in her hand as she stood up and moved toward the exit, careful not to be spotted by the train attendant. But she was determined, and eventually, she opened the train car door. The atmosphere shifted as she stepped down onto the platform, the door closing behind her. The calls of announcers and street sellers echoed through the newly built central station. For a moment she felt an overwhelming sadness, a gut-wrenching sense that she was too late to find her sister. She dismissed the awful feeling. She had to get to Margaret's last known residence, the corner of 63rd Street and Wallace Avenue. Dark clouds started to form far above the Chicago skyline, accompanied by the distant roar of thunder.
Okay.
You have successfully completed Chapter 1, The Arrival. You can now hear Charlene Weatherford's character profile based on how you played. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Here is the character profile of your own version of Charlene Weatherford, based on your decisions in Chapter 1. In your story version of Escape from 63rd and Wallace, she stops at nothing to get closer to her lost sister, and lying comes naturally to her in challenging moments. She is able to solve problems in a somewhat efficient manner, but lacks the ability to pay any greater attention to details. Looking closer at Charlene's relationship with her sister, It is clear that it's very close and sisterly, which does not come as a surprise considering they are siblings. Charlene reads all correspondence that is sent to her from Margaret. Lastly, while deceit and lies might benefit Charlene's journey to find her lost sister, she must proceed with caution and think twice before applying such strategy when she arrives at the doors of the World's Fair Hotel on 63rd Street and Wallace Avenue.
Yep, this is a real...
All your choices in Chapter 1 will get carried over to other chapters.
I mean, this is
Would you like
historical
to continue
fiction.
With Chapter
but
2 now?
Yes. So this is historical
Entering
fiction,
Chapter 2, in story
but
mode.
like there really was a
Let's
World's Fair
begin.
Hotel. There really was an H.H. Holmes. He was like America's first serial killer. Yeah, there's a lot that's
Chapter
true
2,
here.
The Doctor's Appointment.
So we'll go and do
In
Chapter 2.
1, Charlene Weatherford arrived at Union Station. Her next objective would be to find the World's Fair Hotel on 63rd Street and Wallace Avenue.
It's time to wake up.
Thousands of people littered Chicago Union Station, like discarded debris. Charlie put down her worn travel bag and looked around. She had arrived at the White City. As the night was late, travelers dispersed into carriages and foot traffic, and as such, the station was left in its bones. Just a structure of wooden stalls with nailed signs, and a large building which would have looked grand in her hometown. Here, it sat with an air of indifference to those who loitered outside. She aimed her body towards the station exit. She suddenly stopped as she approached the entrance. The hairs on her arms stood up and a chill rushed through her spine. She took a quick look around, and locked eyes with a small man in a red fez and an oversized dark jacket. His intense, near-hypnotic stare, and nervous smile under a thin mustache, made her headache known again. That's when she saw the name on the blackboard he was holding. C. Weatherford. Perplexed by the notion of a stranger knowing her name, and her search for her sister in this very city, her instincts told her there was a connection. She could investigate who this man was, or avoid him and go straight to her sister.
Investigate?
It was a surreal, near dreamlike 20 yards
Correct.
of a walk
Yep, that's exactly.
to encounter a complete stranger holding up a small blackboard with Charlie's name scribbled on it. How could someone she'd never seen before expect her so casually? No time to ponder. Charlie walked closer as the stranger lowered his blackboard, seemingly convinced he'd caught her attention. A guttural giggle seeped through his dry and withered lips. Two nervous black dots for eyes, unnaturally close to each other underneath a red fez, stared wildly at her. He wore a black suit, visibly many sizes too large. His entire presence seemed lost and out of place, as an organ grinder's monkey that had just crawled out from a dark pit, and into the light. She stopped in front of him, and the sweet, yet sharp scent of bourbon whiffed by. The awkward moment of silence lingered as seconds turned into minutes. Charlie considered what to say. She could introduce herself, but that could be a dangerous enterprise. She could also simply ask the man for his name, but there was no way for her to know if he was a gentleman or a ruffian. Thirdly, she considered plainly asking about the name on the blackboard. Introduce yourself, ask for his name, or ask about the blackboard.
Ask about the blackboard. Yeah, let's see if that's...
Charlie broke the silence and casually pointed at the blackboard by the man's feet. Good evening, sir. I am waiting for the coach to take me to the exhibition. May I ask who you are picking up? The stranger's intense stare did not wane. Instead, the black spots for pupils seemed to grow, as did his smile, exposing a rotten gum and yellowed teeth between his dry and pale lips. Smiling, thought Charlie, was not the right word. Instead, it looked as if he was in excruciating pain. The exhibition? He cleared his throat and swallowed whatever spit and phlegm he'd gulped up.
Ew.
Miss Weatherford. You are going to no exhibition. You are going to reunite with your sister. Without taking his eyes off her, he pulled out a small photo, or snapshot, from his oversized jack pocket, and held it up. It depicted Charlie and her sister Margaret standing outside a large wooden building, and had been taken with their father's Kodak box camera, just days before Margaret's departure to Chicago. Charlie suddenly felt weak. Her sister, waiting for her. The snapshot was indeed in this man's possession. That could mean two things: he took it from her, or she gave it to him freely. Either way, this odd man spoke to her with a tone of mockery and arrogance. He held up the snapshot as if to tease her. A sinister smile grew, stretching nearly from ear to ear. She considered her options. Confront him, grab the photo, or walk away.
Confront him.
Charlie could confront him, grab the photo,
I said confront.
Or she could walk away.
Confront him.
She was tired, worn down from the long journey, desperately in need of a meal and a bed. The little patience she had kept during the train ride was all but gone. She took a deep breath, stepped forward and looked down at the man. Her eyes were two red glowing lines of anger as she whispered, "Sir, I have no idea how you managed to get hold of this photo. And truly, I don't care. Tell me who you are, before I cause a scene." "Who I am, Miss Weatherford, is by all means unimportant. I am but the dust moth in the eternal sunlight of the Lord, the beetle in the dirt under your boot. An insignificant floorboard on the stage in the great theater of life." She was speechless, not sure whether to laugh or run. Were these words of a devoted man of faith, or a babbling buffoon? Just as she opened her mouth, he inhaled loudly and continued, "I mean you no harm, miss. Please don't cause a scene. Fisher is my name, caretaker of the World's Fair Hotel. The esteemed Dr. Henry Howard Holmes sent me to escort you to your sister. She is in the doctor's care and employ, and resides at our exquisite establishment. Come now." In an odd gesture of submission, he lowered his head, and held both his arms to his side in the direction of the station exit and continued, "I have organized a cab and coach to take us this very minute. Miss Weatherford, you will be arriving safe and sound for the reunion with your sister. You have my word." Suddenly she noticed a black crow's feather on the ground just in front of her, and a prickly chill raced from the back of her spine to her neck. The man's smile waned, as if he feared the tiny object. Charlie could take a leap of faith and accept Mr. Fisher's offer, or decline, and attempt to find her own way to the World's Fair Hotel.
Accept.
Very well. She sighed and dropped her bag, looked at it, expecting him to pick it up. "Let's be on our way then, Mr. Fisher." His guttural giggling came back with eyes that darted with excitement. Fisher grabbed the bag and pointed towards the station exit. She was still unsure, but started walking. The prospect of embracing her sister fueled her every step. Fisher's hired coachman whipped the horses to life, and they rushed through back alleys and streets, while the people of Chicago celebrated under a firework-lit sky. Despite the shabby interior and unrelenting vibrations from the carriage's ironclad wooden wheels, Charlie tried to make herself comfortable. The leather seat, sunken to the point that Charlie felt she was mere inches from the ground, was worn with several failed attempts to mend its holes and rips, and the pungent smell of burnt tobacco clung to every piece of fabric. Suddenly the carriage shook violently and Charlie's handbag sprung up in the air, its contents poured out and down onto the pitch-black floor space. While picking up her bag, she could see a small shiny object on the floor that she hadn't noticed before. She could pick up the shiny object, search for her items, or look outside, and enjoy the spectacle of the World's Fair.
Pick up the shiny object. Ooh, shiny.
Congratulations. You found a historical document. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
While The Escape from 63rd and Wallace is a fictional story, many aspects of it are based on actual events. The story takes place in 1893, and our protagonist, Charlene Weatherford, is traveling to her sister in Chicago. During this time, the bicycle had become very popular, and played a large part in women's fight for their rights. Here is information from an article named, How the Bicycle Paved the Way for Women's Rights. From The Atlantic, written by Adrienne LaFrance. By the 1890s, America was obsessed with the bicycle. The craze was meaningful, and it gave women a new level of transportation independence. The bicycle, as a new technology of its time, had become an enormous cultural and political force, and an emblem of women's rights. Bicycle riding required a shift away from the restrictive, modest fashion of the Victorian age, replacing the laced-up, ruffled-down fashion with a new era of exposed ankles, or at least visible bloomers, which became a fascination to the mostly male newspaper reporters of the time. Would you like to hear it again?
No.
Would you like to hear it again?
No.
Now back to your story.
There you go.
Charlie could search for her items that fell out of her bag, or look outside and enjoy the spectacle of the World's Fair.
Search for her items.
She bent forward and stretched her arms, her fingers searching for the items. With no way of seeing them, only feel their shapes, she tried to remember the sounds of the objects as they hit the floor.
Oh, interesting.
She made an effort to separate out the three different sounds. One sounded metallic, another like glass, and one soft, paper-like. Could she name the objects?
No.
No, Charlie could not remember that she had that in her bag. There were 3 items left on the cab's floor. Her fingers traced along the dirt and various debris.
Okay.
One sounded metallic, another like glass, and one soft, paper-like. Remember that you can always say help if you feel stuck or lost. Could she name the objects?
Letter?
She found her sister's letters, and brought them up to her chest, hugging them softly. These letters had been the only connection to Margaret since she left for Chicago. Charlie could not imagine losing them. There were 2 items left on the cab's floor. Her fingers traced along the dirt and various debris. Could she name the objects?
Money?
She found the coins that had spilled out from her handbag. She put them away with a small sigh of relief. She did not have enough money to spare. There was 1 item left on the cab's
I don't
floor.
know what that is.
Her fingers traced along the dirt and various debris. The glass sound was familiar. It reminded her of her sister and her letters.
Help.
Charlie dropped 3 items on the floor. Each item has its own unique sound. Listen carefully, and name the item heard, 1 item at a time. Charlie could pick up the items by trying to name one of the items she heard.
I don't know.
Charlie could pick up the
I don't
items
know. I really
by trying
don't
to name
know.
one of the items she heard.
Hint?
Charlie dropped 3 items on the floor.
Right.
Each item has its own unique sound. Listen carefully, and name the item heard, 1 item at a time. Charlie could pick up the items by trying to name one of the items she heard.
Necklace?
No, Charlie could not remember that she had that in her bag. There was 1 item left on the cab's floor. Her fingers traced along the dirt and various debris. The glass sound was familiar. It reminded her of her sister and her letters. It was something to store ink in for her sister. Could she name the object?
Bottle? It'd be like an ink bottle?
She found the ink bottle she had brought along as a present to her sister. With everything that had happened during the trip, she had all but forgotten that she had brought it with her in her handbag. With the items retrieved, she put them back in her handbag, and this time she made sure it was properly sealed. Rain had returned with great force as the cab came to a halt, and Fisher, soaked but smiling, peeked through the coach window. "Miss? We have arrived. Welcome to the castle." She stepped down and into the rain. As her boots landed in the muddy street, she looked up into the onslaught of night to find her bearings. There it was. The hotel's brutal construction was unmistakable. A large, dark monolith. It rested flat and tall, its size dwarfed nearby houses, and consumed the view of the entire street block, like a slumbering giant. A large sign displaying World's Fair Hotel, over a double-door entrance, swayed in the cascading wind. The only light coming from the hotel shimmered vaguely from the hotel's lit-up entrance and lobby, on the ground floor. To her surprise, Fisher had grabbed her bag and had started walking towards the back of the building. She caught up to him, standing by a smaller door, her anger boiled as she spoke. "Why are we back here?" Fisher stared back with a frustrated look on his face, his anger mirroring hers. "Miss, have you seen the state of yourself? The esteemed Dr. Holmes is currently having a gathering of people in the lobby. You wouldn't want to enter looking like that, would you? So instead we'll use the service entrance." Charlie looked down at her dress and sighed. Still, bringing her through the service entrance made no sense to her. She pondered whether she should follow Fisher, grab her bag, or go back to the main entrance. In which case she would lose possession of her bag.
Follow Fisher.
Her shoulders slumped down as she felt how tired she was of it all. She had been through so much, and somewhere behind that door was her sister. She eventually nodded, and Fisher nodded back. He opened the door and held it. They walked through a maze of winding corridors, until Fisher suddenly stopped in front of a large black door. He grabbed Charlie by the arm, and led her inside, and quickly backed out of the room. The group of well-dressed men and women froze, their glasses held in midair. An older woman hurried over to her, dressed in a black dress with a white fur coat hanging over her shoulders. Her manners and taste in attire telling plenty of her wealth. The crowd of equally elegantly dressed people returned to their small talk while she pointed at a chair in a corner, near the door Charlie had entered, and said,
"Phone.
Oh dear. Take a seat and relax, while I fetch you something to drink. You seem to have been through a lot." She put on a friendly, yet curious smile to her red-painted lips. Without a second thought, Charlie stalked on unsteady legs over to the chair and sat down. The well-dressed people no longer paid her any attention. Instead they mingled, smiled and seemed to propose toasts for no reason. She looked around. The room was a library, possibly the biggest library she had ever seen. With its rich assortment of books, it was well suited for the people that occupied it. On a side table next to her was a large, leather-bound book. On its worn and dusty cover, it read, "The Cursed Painting." First edition. By Henrik von Hambrius, III. Charlie felt drawn to it. She could pick up the book, or leave it.
Pick up the book.
She put the book in her lap and gently opened the cover. Small clusters of dust swirled before her eyes. She read the first page. Explore ancient ruins in order to uncover the secret of the cursed painting, and stop the undead curse, plaguing the kingdom in this interactive fantasy adventure game, inspired by classic tabletop role-playing games.
Oh, what?
Charlie wondered if it was some kind of story, before closing the book, and putting it back on the table where she found it. The lady in the white fur coat came back with a tall glass, containing something yellow and sparkling inside. "Here you go, dear. Now what is your name? You look so familiar." Still somewhat overwhelmed by the sheer contrast between her long journey and her destination, she wondered if she should accept the drink or not.
Yes.
Charlie accepted the glass, and sipped on it while
This
gathering
is probably
her
a
thoughts.
bad idea, but oh well.
Thank you. My name is Charlene Weatherford. It's my first time in Chicago, so I doubt we have met before. I'm inquiring about my sister that took up work at this establishment. That might be why I look
Product
familiar.
placement.
She was astonished at how quick her polite tone had come back, because of a small gesture of kindness. The woman's eyebrows rose. Ah, yes. How delightful, you are Margaret's sister. She took a sip from her drink, extended her arms as in an embrace, turned towards the crowd, and looked at Charlie. You will be glad to hear that she is one among us. She went through the very same ceremony. Ceremony? But before Charlie could object, the woman grabbed her hands and lowered herself, so that they were at eye level. The rest of the guests stopped their mingling and came up to stand behind the woman, focusing on Charlie. She suddenly felt dreadfully tired as her head started to sag.
Uh-oh.
The woman's expression changed to a menacing grin. Is everything all right? You seem exhausted. The drink. They put something in the drink. It's most likely fatigue. Charlie heard the woman say, but before she heard the rest of the sentence, the glass slipped out of her weakened hands and exploded into a million shards. And so did Charlie's consciousness.
Rip.
You successfully completed Chapter 2, The Doctor's Appointment. You can now hear Charlene Weatherford's character profile based on how you played. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Here is a character profile of your own version of Charlene Weatherford, based on your decisions during Chapter 2. In your story version of Escape from 63rd and Wallace. When Charlene encounters suspicious strangers that are expecting her, she approaches them with curiosity, but quickly changes mood when confronted with a memory of her and her sister. When it comes to paying attention to details, Miss Weatherford shows a slight improvement. And, when looking at her problem-solving skills, Charlene's great visual problem-solving, combined with her ability to distinguish sound, shows a strong focus. Furthermore, while Charlene is on the search for her sister, she shows no apprehension when it comes to strangers, and accepts what they hand her.
Whoops. Okay.
Thank you for actively listening to Escape from 63rd and Wallace Chapter 2, The Doctor's Appointment. Charlene's character profile, and the choices you have made in Chapters 1 and 2, will carry forward to other chapters. Would you like to continue with Chapter 3 now?
No.
This chapter contains more than one ending. Why not try different choices and see where the story takes you? You have arrived at the main menu.
Ziggy quit. All right. So that is...
This chapter contains
Ziggy,
more than
stop.
one ending.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing. Dear listener,
So,
if you like Escape from 63rd and Wallace, we would appreciate if you take your time to leave a rating or a review on the store page or the Alexa app. I hope that we will meet again. Yours truly, Charlene Weatherford.
okay. So, that is Chapter 1 and 2 of Escape 63rd and Wallace. If you are interested in playing it, it is available on smart speakers. I believe it is available on both Alexa and Google. So it is able to be played on either of those platforms, and I would recommend that. It's kind of a cool, creepy game. I actually want to know what happens in Chapter 3 and 4. So we are halfway through. Unfortunately, I can't stream the rest for you. You'll have to, play it for yourself, but please do. So it is currently 20 after, and I have to prepare for a tabletop game. So I was going to play The Cursed Painting. I'm kind of running low on time. So let me see what I can do. What can we do for a few minutes? I do want to remind you guys that Everyone Games is still going on. Visit everyone-games.com. Please tune in to all the great streams that are going on. There is a panel at 2 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. And at 3 p.m. Eastern, there is a tabletop role-playing game, which I will be a part of as a dwarf. So please come join it and watch us play. Let me see. Of course, I stream here on YouTube. I do a number of games, and I hope that you can check those out. Big thanks to everyone, all my regulars that tuned in. Big thanks to everyone who's written in, and all that is great. Hearthstone Access. We've been doing Hearthstone. Hearthstone Access has an update now to allow you to play online. Once I get myself to level 10, I will be doing some online games. Aether went out of his way to call me to tell me to hurry up and get to level 10. So hopefully this week we'll be doing some of that. Also, Jackbox Party Pack 8 is coming out in a couple weeks. Next week, they're releasing the early access of NHL 22. I will be checking it out, even though I don't expect any major updates, to be honest with you. I mean, just, be open and honest. I'm not expecting a lot. Big thanks to everyone who has given to the either the charities, Special Effect, or Able Gamers. You can find out much more at everyone-games.com. And again, we will be streaming later. I will be in a game, and I hope you can tune into that. Let me apologize, you guys. I've been under the weather, have not been feeling very good. And I would have done chapter 3, but I wanted to leave it there. I was going to do cursed painting for 20 minutes or so. But I don't know how far I can really get in that, but maybe we'll at least, give you a look at it and you can see if it's something you want to play. You can find out about all these games that I've been playing, by the way, at poptale, poptale.com. And please check them out. They're a lot of fun. Starfinder is really cool. And Starfinder, I only just got into the basics of. There are 6 chapters, 6 episodes, as it were. And they are a lot, and I do mean a lot of fun. So how about, let me fire up Cursed Painting for a few minutes, and we'll do that. Ziggy, open the Cursed Painting. All right. Ziggy, open Cursed Painting. There we go.
Welcome to Cursed Painting, a predestination story by Wanderword. Welcome. I don't think we've been introduced. I am known as a storyteller. In this story, you'll be taking on the role of a young hero. Her name, just as mine, is of no importance. Here, names have no real meaning, but titles, they do. For us to begin this story, you will need to pick a title. Now I wonder, which title suits you? Tell me, when it comes to wealth, do you think you prefer to be born with it? Steal it? Or earn it?
Earn it.
So, earn it? Sounds like an adventurer to me. They are especially tough, meaning you'll have more health at the start. Does this sound good to you?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent, dear listener. Let us begin. Just remember, if you get lost at any point, say either help or repeat, and I will assist you the best I can. The hero of this particular story often found herself out on the road, seeking adventure. But of course, dear listener, seeking and finding are two entirely different things. Having traveled long and far, our adventurer had helped a great many people in need. The thing was, the deeds did not quite fit the bill of that of a great adventurer, such as herself. She thought, for example, about the time she defeated the giant rats in the tavern. That was hairy. The spiders in the cave? Scary. And frogs at the wedding? Quite nasty indeed. Surely there had to be more to the life than that of an adventurer, she thought. And never mind the fact that most people can't stand the sight of rats, bugs and handsome people turning into frogs. After a few days of travel, you finally reach a town in need of a new weapon. You enter the local general store. The coin you have on you should be enough to purchase either a sword, bow, or magic book. For an overview of the weapons, say, tutorial. Otherwise, what weapon should you buy? A bow, a sword, or a magic book?
A bow.
You can only afford one. You can buy a sword, a bow,
I said a bow.
or a magic book. Or you can hear the tutorial.
A bow.
You take a bow from the counter, and pay the store owner 50 gold. As you leave the store, you hear the clashing of swords. At the outskirts of town you spot guards fighting what looks to be bandits. You take your new weapon and dash into the fray, saving an injured soldier from a fateful blow. But now, and personal, you see that these are no mere bandits. Standing in front of you is an undead abomination, wielding a huge axe. Enraged by your intervention, the undead now shifts its attention towards you, and you ready yourself for combat. This is your first fight. If you want to hear the tutorial, say, tutorial. Otherwise try saying, attack.
Attack.
You are fighting the undead. The first round is yours. Your health is 17. You are equipped with a weapon with a ranged attribute. When you have a ranged weapon, you will get one free attack at the start of combat. You ready your bow for a ranged attack. You roll 16. You deal 3 damage. Your turn. Action 1.
Attack.
You roll 17. You deal 4 damage. Your turn. Action 2.
Attack? Can I attack again? I can!
You roll 9. You miss. The undead rolls 19.
Oh jeez.
And deals 5 damage. Round 2. Your health is 12. Your turn.
Free attack,
Action
right?
1.
Attack? I thought I got a free attack.
You roll 5. You miss. Your turn. Action 2.
Attack.
You roll a critical hit.
There we go.
You deal
Ooh.
13 damage. The undead lose its balance. You have defeated the monster. You catch your breath. As you look up, you see that the rest of the undead have been taken care of by the guards. One of them walks up to you. You can tell by the armor that he is of higher rank than the others.
Thank you for the help. It's not every day a stranger helps out like this. If you would follow me to the town hall, the mayor of the town will want to reward you.
What should you do? The undead you killed might have something on it. Try saying, "Search," to search it. The huge man is waiting for your answer. Try saying, "Talk," to talk to him.
Talk.
If you would. The mayor is waiting at the town hall.
Dear listener, sometimes a yes or a no is all you need.
Yes.
Great. Then let us be off.
The man signals for you to follow him. Excited, you decide to do just that. One can only hope you finally find that adventure you were hoping for. You gain 100 experience.
Nice. Oh!
You leveled up. You are now level 2. You can now increase one of your stats. Different stats will help you make different skill checks throughout your journey. When you have 3 points in a skill, you will unlock a special ability. Because you choose the adventurer, you currently have 2 in toughness. Power is for damage with weapons. Agility is for landing attacks. Toughness is for more health. Which stat would you like to increase? Power, agility, or toughness?
Toughness.
Your toughness is now 3. You have unlocked regeneration. Now after each battle you will regain health based on your toughness. Your max health is now 21.
Nice.
You'll need another 350 experience to gain a level. You restore 3 of your health thanks to regeneration. After following the man to the town hall, you find yourself sitting in a comfy chair in the mayor's office, waiting for your reward. The man you met earlier told you to wait here while you went looking for the mayor, who had not been at his office when you arrived. You found out on the way that the man in question was in fact the captain of the guards. You wondered how it came that no one in town you had passed on your way to the town hall seemed worried about the undead attack. Even the town mayor had gone missing, but everyone in town seemed so calm.
Hello there.
You snap out of your thoughts as the doors to the office opens and a middle-length man approaches you from the hall.
I am so sorry for the wait, dear visitor. I was out for a stroll on the beach when I heard of the news. I heard we almost lost a man, but in the very last second a brave hero came in to save the day. Can I offer you something to drink?
Would you like something to drink?
No.
Have a drink? Yes or no?
No.
Right to business then. Alright. Let's talk about your reward.
The man reaches under his desk and brings forth a coin purse.
50 gold coins for your deeds of defeating the undead. Not a small amount, right? You could take that and go. But there is more where that came from. If you're interested, tell me. Do you know of the legend of the painting?
No.
Have you heard the legend? Yes or no?
No.
Have you heard the legend?
Alright, I don't know.
Yes or no?
No.
Have you heard the legend?
I don't know why
yes
it's not
or
here.
no?
No.
Understandable.
There
It's
it
not
goes.
a common story. But let me relay it to you. Once upon a time, at the end of the world, where the mapped continent ends and the bottomless sea begins, stood a desolate castle, carved out of solid black rock far above where the salty winds slam into knife-sharp cliffs. Legends speak of a great leader. But there is no one left to tell its tale anymore. Fact is, there is hardly anyone left in these barren lands at all. The castle, long since deserted and overgrown by thistle and brush, holds but one item. left in the now silent throne room. Over the stairs to the throne, hangs a large oil painting depicting a portrait of a once great leader. In the portrait's center, tall and pale, stands a queen, her long black sprawling hair covers her royal armor. In her left hand she seems to be holding broken iron shackles, and in her right hand, the Book of Law and Common Rule. Behind her, an army of undead soldiers are seen to be bowing to her. This is the story of a great leader. This is the story of you. As you hear, the legend speaks of a painting. And according to the legend, whoever finds that painting is destined to rule this land. And I think that you, dear adventurer, is that person.
The mayor looks down.
The castle that is spoken of in the legend is located close to town. It's where those unholy beings came from. I would ask you to traverse the dungeon. Find the painting. Prove that you are the rightful ruler and put an end to the curse that has haunted these lands for centuries. What say you, dear adventurer? Will you help us?
A quest such as this sounds like everything you have ever dreamed of. But, are you really ready to risk your life for this town?
Yes. I almost said no.
Oh, thank you. Please make use of our town to ready yourself for anything you may find down there.
You accept the quest from the mayor. You take the gold and head out of the town hall. You now have 50 gold.
Nice.
As you push open the front door, you find the townsfolk have pretty much already cleared the streets of the previous chaos. An auspicious routine activity for these people, it seems. You have been fully healed and your health is 21. You walk to the center of town, where the town well is located. There is a donation box next to it. You see a sign next to it. It says, "Charity box. No gold donated to the public." From the charity box, you can see the town shop, located to the west. The pub is to the east. And the forest, the way to the dungeon, is to the south. The town hall where you came from is to the north.
Ziggy,
from here you
quit. All right. So, we're getting on towards the end of the stream. I have to leave early to prepare, but I do want to thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you found some new games to play. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about Everyone Games, Able Gamers, and Special Effect. I will be back next week on this channel with more stuff. We'll be playing some more games. I apologize for cutting it short, but I have preparing to do because we've got to be in early for the game. And I also need to go do some things around the house as well. So it's just one of those things where we're going to bounce a little bit early. But I do want to thank you guys for being here. It's been a lot of fun. Please continue to watch Everyone Games. There's a lot of great stuff still coming up, and I hope you check it out. Find out more at Everyone Games. That's everyone-games.com. And I will see you all a little bit later on a in a tabletop game. Starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. It will be on Twitch. I will link it over on Twitter. And yeah, looking forward to that. So I will see you guys later. As always, thanks for watching and or listening. Good night and good corn.